I'm going to start with a hot take. What if I told you that you can upload sensitive client information, even personal health information, directly into AI tools? No redacting, no anonymizing. And what if I told you that the biggest risk to your firm's data isn't that AI, but something much simpler and much more overlooked? Stay with me, because we are going to clear up some of the biggest myths holding law firms back today. So, let's get into it. There is a staggering amount of fear and misinformation online when it comes to AI in the legal space. I see lawyers redact every piece of sensitive information or simply not use AI for client matters at all. And I get it. These concerns come from a valid place. But as of mid-2025, this advice is largely outdated. This fear is unnecessarily slowed down AI adoption, and it means law firms and their clients are missing out on the massive benefits in efficiency and service delivery that this technology offers. The single biggest question I get is, can I really upload sensitive client data to these models? And for the biggest players in the AI space, the answer is yes, as long as you are using their paid, professional versions. The free public versions of tools like ChatGPT are not for confidential work. But the business tiers are completely a different story. OpenAI, Anthropic, who makes Claude, Google, who makes Gemini, are all explicit in their business and API user terms. They do not train their global models on your data. Your information is your information. Now, it's totally understandable if you're still very wary of smaller companies, quote unquote, like OpenAI or Anthropic, who makes Claude. In that case, I want to talk about the AI tools that I personally use and implement for law firms as well, especially PI firms. Google's Gemini. Google takes data security a step further. Not only do they not train on your data, but they specify that your inputs and outputs on their business platform will also never be reviewed by any human. Even better, Gemini for Workspace offers an easy-to-set-up Business Associate Agreement (BAA) option, making it a go-to for HIPAA compliance. Just double-check that you got the settings right in the Google Admin Workspace. You can do so by going to Account Settings, and then scrolling down into Legal and Compliance. Clicking into here, scrolling down into Security and Privacy Additional Terms. Clicking into here, and then reviewing and accepting the Google Workspace HIPAA Business Associate Amendment. You'll be asked to answer 3 simple questions, and after that, you'll be able to accept the Google's BAA. Think about it this way. If you already trust the Google Drive with your client information and Gmail with your client information, then Gemini is absolutely no different. It is built on the same data infrastructure, has the same data security policies, and operates within the same environment. And here's a pro tip. If you're already using a paid Google Workspace plan for your firm, you likely have access to the secure business tier of Gemini right now at no additional cost at all. And as a bonus, I want to show you a cool AI tool that our firm has been working on. I've worked with Gemini for one of my PI clients and built a system where you can just shoot an email to an internal email address, providing all the case documents, and within just 15 minutes, the system will generate a ready-to-go demand letter for you based on the wording and templates of your firm. In this case, for example, it just actually took 12 minutes. Again, you probably already have access to Gemini and can already use it in your practice for things like this. Seeing AI being able to do things of this matter is why I think it's such a shame seeing some law firms ban the use of AI due to all the misinformation. It's a shame because they're willingly putting themselves at a competitive disadvantage. Look, leveraging AI is no longer just about helping you write emails. It's quickly becoming a foundational part of running an efficient and profitable modern law firm. Choosing to ignore these tools is like a firm 20 years ago choosing to stick with typewriters instead of computers. It's a decision to be less efficient, which directly limits your team's capacity and your firm's potential for growth. Many of the firm owners I speak with are looking for ways to reduce the manual workload of their team. And this is exactly what AI is built to do. So, if we can agree that using AI is becoming essential, the conversation has to shift. The question shouldn't be, should we use AI, but rather, how can I use AI in my practice? But if you're actually concerned about the protection of your firm's data, it's not AI training on your data. I spent the past few years implementing AI and automation tools for law firms. A huge part of my job is vetting these technologies, not just for what they can do, but for their security, their privacy policies, and their compliance. And I've seen how much misinformation is out there. In my experience, the biggest risk continues to be a lack of fundamental cybersecurity. When we onboard firms, we consistently find huge security holes in things like weak or reused passwords, the lack of mandatory two-factor authentication, 2FA on core services, and similar issues. A data breach is far more likely to come from a compromised email account, a weak password on your cloud storage, or a vulnerability in your CRM or case management software than from using an AI platform enterprise grade.